We've talked about Becky trying to be the man, and now Chris Jericho has been called the GOAT, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Although, to be fair, that's not being marketed. So, where do you stand on Chris Jericho?
Well, the reason I tweeted out about that was look, here's what there's so much that goes into this. You can't take, you just can't take my name off. So Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and Steamboat, right? There's nobody, not just Chris, that's ever going to be one of them. Nobody, not me. I was never as technically gifted as any of them. My gig was I brought the show. Was I a good wrestler? Yes. Did I work hard? Yes. Did I have trademark sayings that I saved my money with today to be the man? I wrote that down 25 times yesterday at a signing. So it's just unfair to even I don't forget that Chris did it. Other people are saying it. You cannot compare Chris or anybody else. It's nothing personal against Chris. I mean,
Well,
I've been there.
I got to say, Rick, and like I said, it's not being marketed.
Yeah.
And I do agree with your appraisal of the all-time greats, but I think Chris is a generational talent. He has a great mind for wrestling. Look how many times he's reinvented himself and in how many different places.
That's not the argument. I think he's great. I didn't say it. I'm not. This is not against Chris Jericho, but he nor me nor a lot of people are ever going to be Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, or Ricky Steamboat.
Now, how do you see Chris as a worker, both now and in his prime?
Well, I think he's always worked extremely hard, but I think that if you break it right down to it, we've talked about 100 times. Punching and kicking are the fundamentals of the business, neither of which is he very good at. He works, he can do the lion tamer, all the flips, everything in the world. And this is nothing, but the guys that are the great ones are the guys that never, ever miss anything. By that, be a punch, a kick, whatever it calls for. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does make sense. But like I said, I think he is a generational talent. I think
I'm not arguing that point.
And I think
I'll tell you what else he is. He's a man. Chris is a man. Like when he went over to AEW, he called Vince and said, "This is what I'm doing." I mean, he always deals with things up front, which I respect him for. He's a man. I like his family. His dad was a genuine athlete, a hockey player at a very high level. But you're asking me a question. This is just my opinion. But I've been around a lot longer than all these guys. Even I'm 10 years older than Bret and Steamboat and all those guys. So I've had I've seen the greatest. The greatest of all time was Ray Stevens. I've been saying that forever. There's not enough footage out there to prove that. The second greatest is Shawn Michaels. And from there, you can put some pieces together.
No, I see what you're saying.
And Shawn, by the way, is Chris's idol.
Well, I just want to make sure Jericho gets some credit though, because he is 50.
He is.
And one thing I got to give him credit for, he books all his own stuff in AEW, and anybody who says otherwise is lying. And it's among the most logical stuff in AEW. What I really like about Chris is his mind for wrestling. I think he gets it like few others.
I couldn't agree more. I'm not arguing over one statement, right. One word, GOAT. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I get it. Like I said, it's not being marketed, but
I mean, Becky Lynch had that on her jacket the other day. I don't know. You tell me. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. We have a lot of self-proclaimed great workers, but
one thing we've talked about many times, Nate. The word great is so horribly overused, not just in wrestling, but in sports and in life. It's overused everywhere. Here's one from Florida Mike. What were Rick's thoughts on the Trish versus Charlotte match from SummerSlam 2019 in Toronto, since Rick had worked with Trish in the past? Boy, that was a good match. And I do consider Trish Stratus a top echelon worker. And if memory serves, she hadn't worked very much for like 10 years going into that match with your daughter.
They tore it down.
Yep.
They tore it down. And I told Ashley, you know how honored you should be? I mean, she was. The Trish Stratus wants to wrestle you. I mean, this is Trish Stratus, who's, going to be one of the top stars of all time in the company I feel that sincerely. She's a wonderful person too. But for someone of Trisha's status or level to reach out and say, I want to have a retirement match in my hometown, are you kidding me? It was absolutely fabulous. I mean, that'll be something that Ashley can talk about the rest of her life.
No question. And like,
and treasure the minute.
And it was a great match.
Yeah.
Just not a good match, but a great match.
It was great. And man, they worked their ass off all week long. You know, Trish stays in great shape.
I think that was good for Trish too, because when she was in her prime with WWE, it was kind of the TNA era of talent, and Trish was certainly a very attractive woman, but she could go as well. She could work, and that kind of got lost in the shuffle during the prime of her career. And I think it's good that she, along with your daughter, were able to give us a reminder.
I think it was great, and they did. They were in a hell of a match.